Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The question says, what is the shape of the earth? Is it true that there is an ijma' that the earth is round? So what is the shape of the earth? Is it essentially spherical or flat? When you look at the evidences and you weigh them all together from both sides, you find that those who say the earth is round is stronger. It is a stronger view, both from a Shari'i perspective and also from a modern science perspective. Now, irrespective of whatever view you take, number one, you have to understand that this is not an issue of aqeedah. It's not an issue of creed or an issue of kufr versus iman, meaning the one who says the earth is flat is a kafir. That's what some people go to that extreme. La, this is dajjal. It's not an issue of aqeedah. It's not an issue of kufr versus iman. طيب? That point has to be driven home. Number two, when you look at those who engage in these discussions, the vast majority of them have no training in the Shari'i sciences, especially usul al-fiqh wa ghayrihi, usul al-hadith and so on. Why? Because when you look at, especially on the flat earth side, you find that the evidence that they use from an usuli perspective is not sound evidence. Remember, in usul al-fiqh there are 4 pillars to it. You have to have the hukum, and then the dalil for that hukum, and how you've gone, or how you have linked that dalil to that hukum. How have you benefited from this dalil to reach that hukum, or to back that hukum? And then, who are you to do this? Hal al-mustadil, right? So this process of كيفية الاستفادة من الدليل, this requires training. And those who speak about this issue, they're not trained in that. And that's why when you look at the evidences that they use, you find that either the evidence is ضعيف جدا, is very weak, meaning مثلا they will run upon آثار ضلال واهية, آثار ضلال extremely weak, that تخالف, go against the آثار ضلال ثابتة from the Salaf al-Salih. And then you look at some of the adilla that they use from the Quran, مثلا, you find that it's mujmalah, it's ambiguous evidences that doesn't show what they are claiming, and that there is no real link or no explicit link between their claim and the evidence that they're citing for said claim. And so it's important that the person trains himself in the Shari'i sciences before citing evidences for whatever claim that they make. The third point is that just because a view that some of the Salaf mentioned, or the majority of the scholars are upon, and Ibn Taymiyyah cites an ijma', and Ibn Lambari, so on, Ibn Hazm, وغيرهم من أهل العلم, they cite these ijma'at, and حقا, the vast majority of scholars are of this view. You can't say that they've been affected by Greek philosophy, whatever it is, right? They say, the spherical earth model comes from the Greeks. Therefore, if a Muslim says that the earth is a sphere, or earth is round, or whatever it is, therefore they've been affected by Greek methodology or Greek mythology. No, we can't say that, because the shoe put on you. We can put the shoe on your foot as well by saying flat earth model comes from ancient Romans, and they're just as mushrikeen as ancient Greeks. So are you now have you been affected by ancient Roman mythology? طيب, الدعوة كالدعوة, right? The claim is that the claim. Whatever claim you make can be made against you as well. And some others might cite, what about نونية القحطاني? What about مسلم بن قاسم in his kitab إلى آخره? We say نونية القحطاني أصلا, we don't know who the author is. Who's the author of القحطاني, of نونية القحطاني? This is a nice poem. It sounds good. It's got some nice recordings on it on YouTube, whatever. The author himself, who is he? لا نعرفه. That's number one. Number two, the poem itself, whilst it sounds nice and whatever, there are aqadi errors in there. And likewise, the other kitab, Masam ibn Qasim. Masam ibn Qasim is known for making wild claims. He's known for making wild claims that have been soundly refuted by the scholars. And again, you find that these two individuals are from the same region, in Andalus. And this is where that issue generally comes from. When you look at, if you want to find classical backing or classical discussions on this mas'ala, you find that the majority of the scholars who spoke about this issue come from that region, right? The Maghrib al-Arabi, the Andalus region, and so on. Ibn Hazm, who on one side, you have the Qahtani, إلى آخره, Masam ibn Qasim on the other side, إلى آخره. طيب. And Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, he cites the ijma', right? He cites the ijma' on this issue, and the earth is كروية. طيب. And so, if there is no ijma', then the vast majority of the scholars, the vast majority of classical Islamic scholars are of the view that the earth is round. And as I mentioned, irrespective of the views that you take, this issue is not an issue of aqeedah, it's not an issue of kufr versus iman, right? And again, one other point that we can make is that just because it may agree with modern science, you have the issue of saying the earth is round, agrees with the modern science, right? It agrees with it. whereas flat earth model does not agree with the modern scientific model, right? You can't now come and say, oh, we've been affected by modern science and we've only accepted it because we're scared of our religion, or we're scared of what the modern people are going to say about us. We're not saying that. We're not saying that, right? The claim that we're making, or the view that we hold, is based upon أدلة شرعية, right? يكور الليل على النهار ويكور النهار على الليل. An understanding of Allah بعد ذلك دحاها, which is from a phenomenological perspective, from a first person experience perspective, إلى آخره. There are other أدلة شرعية. I don't want to get into that بإذن الله تعالى now, but there are أدلة شرعية that we stand upon, those who hold this position, okay? And it's not solely based upon the fact that modern science, rather modern science is a supporter, and it's a tabi', right? These modern phenomena that have been discovered aids our claim, further aids our claim, right? And it's not what we rely upon. We're not saying, oh, just because modern science says this, خلاص, now we're gonna take the أدلة الشرعية and force it to confine, or to force it to fall in line with the what modern science says. لا. Rather, we have a position شرعا, right? And again, this is independent of what modern science or ancient Greeks, whatever they say. It's independent. We have our own أدلة, evidences from the شرع, be it الكتاب السنة إلى آخره, أثر السلف إلى آخره, إلى آخره, claims of إجماع and so on. And then if these, again, if modern science further supports this claim, then we can potentially use those arguments. If, especially as a flat earther, you come with scientific arguments, then we're going to come with scientific arguments to negate those arguments that you come with. على كل حال, the shape of the earth is round, عندي, according to me, it's round, and according to the vast majority of the scholars of Islam. ومن خالف فيه فقد أخطأ. And those who have erred in this matter, or gone against this issue, that they claim Abdul Qadir al-Baghdadi وإلى آخره, they claim some ulama like that, right? We say that they were wrong, and what's correct is that it is round. As for whether it's kufr, issue of kufr or iman, لا, it's not an issue of aqidah, nor is it an issue of kufr or iman. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.